Hello students, today is our new chapter. It's acid, base and salt. Okay, so let's start now. First of all, what is acid? Okay, what is acid? Acids are those compounds which on dissolving water in water, it release H plus or H3O positive ion. Okay, so acids always release H positive ions or it forms the hydronium ion. H3O positive is hydronium ion. See how it happens. For example, acid is HCl plus it reacts with H2O. Okay, that is water. When we dissolve the acid in water, then what will happen? See, the bond between the HCl breaks. Okay, then it will become Cl negative and H positive. Okay, and here the H positive will go to the H2O and it will form H3O positive and Cl negative remain aside. Okay, so acids are those compound which forms H3O positive or hydronium ion. Okay, on the other hand, what are bases? Bases on dissolving water gives OH negative ions. Okay, for example, NaOH is a base. If we form its aqueous solution, it will give Na positive and OH negative ions. Okay, so those compounds which release OH negative ions on dissolving in water, they are called bases, and which release H positive ions, they are acids. Okay, now one more thing, bases are of two types. Okay, soluble and insoluble. That means some are water soluble and some are insoluble. So the soluble bases are called alkali. Okay, so NaOH is an example of an alkali. Okay, you can say base, but more accurately it will be an alkali. Why? Because it is soluble base. Okay, so there is a slight difference between base and alkali, that all alkalis are bases. All alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkali. Why? Because some are insoluble and some are soluble. Only soluble bases are called alkali. Okay. Now see the classification. Okay, see the classification. Classification of acids and bases. Okay, so see, first is according to source. Okay, according to source there are two types. First one is organic and other one is inorganic. Okay, organic are those which we found naturally. Okay, which you found in fruits, mainly fruits or vegetables. Okay, like vitamin C, you have found it in the citrus fruits. Okay, like lemon, orange, and all citrus fruits, you will find the citric acid in it. Okay, organic, formic acid found in the ant white. Okay, in the ant. Inorganic acids are those which we can get by the minerals. Okay, for example, HCl, H2SO4, and organic have CH3, COOH. This is the acetic acid. Okay, acetic acid. So according to the source, we can get organic acids from the fruit, from the vegetables, and inorganic acids from the minerals. Or inorganic acids, some of them we can form in laboratory as well. Okay, in laboratory. Now another basis is molecular composition. Okay, molecular composition. Now on the basis of molecular composition, there are two types. First one is hydracids and second one is oxyacids. Okay, hydracids and oxyacids. Now see, in hydracids there are only hydrogen. There are the acids which having hydrogen. Okay, and in this there are the acids with oxygen atom. Okay, so see there is slight difference. Okay, so see hydracids are, for example, like HCl, HBr, HI. There is hydrogen plus any non-metal. Okay, non-metal. And here hydrogen plus any other metal of plus oxygen can be. For example, H2SO4. Here is hydrogen, here is oxygen, and there is another metal element, that is sulfur. Here maybe HNO3. Hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen is another element. Okay, so in hydracids there are only hydrogen plus any element, and here hydrogen plus element plus oxygen. Okay, so it's according to the molecular composition. Okay, now third, on the basis of strength. Okay, on the basis of strength of acids and bases. So how will you define the strength of an acid? Okay, see, if you form an aqueous solution of any acid, if you have any acid, you form an aqueous solution if there is a high concentration of H plus ion. Okay, if there is high concentration of H plus ion, it will be a very strong acid. Okay, for example, HCl will dissolve it in H2O, it completely get dissociated and form H3O positive ions. So it's a strong acid. Okay, it is a strong acid. And those acids which partially dissociate, okay, they will be weak acid. Okay, similarly in the base will give OH negative ions. If the concentration of OH negative ions is high in the aqueous solution, then it will be a very good base. Okay, it will be a strong base. Or if the OH concentration is low, then the base will be a weak base. Okay, it will be a weak base. So this is strength of acids and bases. According to this, you can define strong acids or weak acids, strong base and weak base. Okay, another one thing is according to concentration. According to on the basis of concentration, there are two types of acids. First one is concentrated and next is diluted. Okay, so concentrated. In this type of acid, there will be less percentage of water and more percentage of HCl. Okay, will be in concentrated. But in dilute, there will be more percent of water and less percent of HCl. Or any acid, you can say acid, whatever it is. So in dilute condition, in dilute acid, there will be more water and less acid. Okay, and in concentrated, there will be less water and more acid. Okay, so concentrated, so the strong acid will be in which the concentration of acid is high. Okay, Okay, the classification is done. Okay, then you have weak acid and weak base. For example, weak acid CH3COOH. It will give you CH3COO negative plus H positive. Okay, or weak base. What will be weak base? Example, NH4OH. Okay, it will break down and give you NH4 positive plus OH negative ions. Okay, so here you can see in this strong acid or in this strong base, okay, there will be ions. There will be mostly ions. Okay, but here will be molecules as well. This is a molecule. Okay, it gives iron, but on the other side it will give a large size molecule. Okay, so that's why it is called weak acid or weak base. They do not dissociate completely. Okay, they left behind the molecules as well. Okay, now next there is basicity. Basicity of acids and acidity of bases. Acidity of bases. Okay, on the basis of basicity of acids and acidity of bases. Okay, there will be some basicity of acids. Now, what will be the basicity of acids? If there is any acid like HCl, okay, it will furnish only one hydrogen ion. Okay, it will furnish only H plus ion to get combined with another one molecule of base. Okay, with one hydroxyl ion of base. For example, HCl, there is HCl, we are going to react with NaOH. That is a base. Okay, so it will break down. This is Na positive, this is OH negative. It will break down. This is H positive, Cl negative. Now see, this negative will transfer to this positive. This positive will transfer to OH negative. Okay, so this H positive, the acid release H positive for one molecule of base. So that's why this is called the basicity of this acid. Okay, or in the acidity of bases, there is only one NaOH. Okay, so the OH negative ions producing by per molecule is the acidity of base. Okay, this is a base and its acidity will be 1. Why? Because it's releasing only one hydroxyl ion for one H plus ion to get combined with this H plus ion. That's why it is called acidity of bases. In this condition, HCl will release only one H plus to get combined with one OH negative ion. If there will be H2SO4, it is an acid, but its basicity will be 2. Why? Because it's releasing 2 H positive ions to get combined with 2 molecules of NaOH or any other base which are releasing 2 OH negative ions. So to get a water molecule. Okay, if we have H3PO4, it's an acid, but acid having 3 hydrogen molecules. So it will release 3 hydrogen ion for combining with the 3 base molecule. Okay, so that's why this is acid, but its basicity will be 3. Okay, I hope you are understanding it. Now see, according to the basicity of acids, there are 3 conditions. First one is monobasic. Okay, second one is dibasic, and third one is tribasic. Okay, so monobasic are those which give only one hydrogen. Okay, which ionizes only in one hydrogen. For example, HCl, HBr, HI, HF, any acid which having only one hydrogen in one molecule. Okay, so it will release only one hydrogen, one H plus ion. So it will go to directly that molecule which will have only one hydroxyl ion, so to get combined to form salt and water. Okay, so this is monobasic. Okay, if we will come to dibasic, in dibasic there will be such acids which having two hydrogen ions. Okay, two hydrogen. For example, I said H2SO4. When it will dissociate, it will give two hydrogen to get combined with two hydroxyl anion. Okay, that's why this is called dibasic. But it will happen in two steps. It will occur in two steps. Okay, it's experimentally proven. Also, these are the experimental reactions. Okay, we can do directly, and if we want to by handwritten, we can do directly. Okay, for example, see H2SO4 plus H2O. Okay, then what will happen? See, one hydrogen will transfer to H2O. It will form H3O positive, and now one H is left, HSO4 negative. Now in this there is one hydrogen left. Now again HSO4 negative comes here and again react with H2O. It again forms H3O positive because this hydrogen will transfer to here, and now SO4 negative only left, so SO4 negative has anion. Okay, but you can do directly as well. H2SO4 plus 2 molecule of H2. Take 2 molecules of H2. Directly 2 hydrogen will transfer to this and it will form 2 molecules of H3O positive plus SO4 negative. Okay, I hope you are getting me. But the reactions in laboratory occurs in this way. So that's why we say that the dibasic, in the basicity of acids, the dibasic acids, okay, they dissociate in two steps. Okay, they will combine with water in two steps. Okay, now come to tribasic. In tribasic, what will happen? There will be such molecule of acid which will have 3 hydrogens. Okay, which can release 3 hydrogens. Okay, for example, you have HNO3. H3PO4. H3PO4. Okay, this is phosphoric acid. Okay, phosphoric acid. Now, when will it dissociate? It will give 3 hydrogen cations. Okay, so to react with 3 molecules of H2O, okay, then it will form 3 molecules of hydronium ion. Okay, now see how the reaction will happen. H3PO4 will react to H2O. 1 hydrogen will transfer to here. It will become H3O positive plus, now left is H2PO4. Now H2PO4 comes here. Again it will react with H2O. Hydrogen will transfer to H2O. H3O positive again, and left is only one hydrogen, and it will become HPO4 negative. Now HPO4 plus H2O. This left hydrogen will transfer to the H2O. It will become H3O positive plus PO4 negative. Now there is no hydrogen, so hydrogen gets completely dissociated. Okay, so it happens in 3 steps. Okay, if you will take net one reaction, you can take it as H3, my markers, H3PO4 Okay. Now we know that we have three hydrogen, so we can write directly 3H2O, because there will be 3 hydroxyl ion. Okay, so it will form 3H3O molecules, 1, 2, 3, and lastly PO4 negative. Okay, I hope you get it. Now come to acidity of bases. It is the same, like this same. Okay, here also there are 3 conditions for acidity of bases. There will be monoacidic base, then diacidic, then triacidic. So those bases which release only one hydroxyl ion, so to get combined with hydrogen, one hydrogen, so it is monoacidic. Those compounds which give 2 OH negative ions to get combined with 2 hydrogen, so this will be diacidic, and triacidic will be those which will release 3 hydroxyl ions. Okay. Now for example, monoacidic. In monoacidic there will be NaOH. Its aqueous solution will give you Na positive and OH negative, only one OH negative. So this is monoacidic. If you see the example of diacidic, in diacidic there will be CaOH whole twice. There are 2 hydroxyl ions. So when you will make the aqueous solution, it will give you Ca2 positive and 2 OH negative ions. Simple. It will release 2 OH negative ions. Okay. Now it can combine with any acid or water acid to combine with hydrogen. Okay, to combine with hydrogen molecule. If we go to triacidic, so for triacidic, we should have a compound or a metal which lose 3 electrons. Okay, for example, aluminium. Aluminium have 3 electrons in its valence shell. So aluminium will form like this compound with OH3 negative. Okay, so it will give you Al3 positive plus 3 OH negative. It will release 3 OH negative ions. Okay, and these steps only occurs in only one step. Okay, unlike basicity of acids, they occur only in one step. Okay, now now there is one topic, Arrhenius theory. Okay, so Sir Avante Arrhenius, okay, he gave this Arrhenius theory. Okay, he said about the acids and bases in this theory. So what he said about acids and about bases? Okay, so about acids, he said that acids are those compounds which release H positive ions, and bases are those compounds which releases OH negative ions on dissolving in water. Okay, so it is very simple, very easy to remember that according to Arrhenius theory, acids are those compounds which on dissolving in water will release H positive ion, and bases are those which gives OH negative ions. Okay, it's done. Now second theory was Lowry-Bronsted theory. These two people, Lowry and Bronsted, gave a theory. He said about acids that acids are proton donors. Why he said because any acids release H positive ion, and that's why as proton have the positive charge, that's why it is called proton. Okay, and bases, what do they do? Bases take up the hydrogen. Bases have OH negative ions, they take up the hydrogen ion, so to get a water molecule. Okay, so bases will be H positive acceptors. So this was the simple definition according to the Lowry and Bronsted theory, that acids are proton donors and bases are proton acceptors. Okay. Now see, here is formation of H3O positive and NH4 positive ions. That means we have to make hydronium ion and ammonium ion. Okay, how it will form? We will see. First of all, I am going to tell you about formation of hydronium ion. Okay, so H3O positive ion. Okay, how it forms? First of all, you have to react the H2O with the HCl. H2O with the HCl. This H will transfer to here. It will form H3O positive plus Cl negative. Okay. Now, this is the water molecule. Okay. Oxygen have atomic number 8. In its outermost shell there are 6 electrons. Okay, so one is here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Oxygen having 2 lone pairs. Okay, if you can recall the second chapter, chemical bonding, we have learned these things, that what are the lone pairs. Okay, so there are 2 lone pairs on oxygen. Okay, and one here and one here, these are the bonding electrons, and these are the 2 pairs of electrons that are lone pair. Okay, it will react with HCl. Now, when both get mixed, it will dissociate into cation and anion. Okay, H will positive and Cl will negative. As Cl is very electronegative in nature, it takes up it's chlorine, and chlorine anion, as you know, anions are the electron rich species, so it having the full-filled electrons, but hydrogen lacks electrons. Okay, anions are always electron deficient species. Okay, they do not have electrons. Now hydrogen will come to here. He have nothing to share, he have nothing to donate, but what will happen here? Oxygen have 1 pair of lone pair, so it can get bonded with water molecule. How? The oxygen will give its 2 pair of 1 pair of electrons completely to the hydrogen. Okay, now if you remember the second chapter, what this bond is called, where we show the arrow, this bond is called the coordinate bond. Okay, this bond is called coordinate or dative bond. In the coordinate bond, in a bond between 2 atoms, the electrons which are sharing between them are coming from only 1 atom. Okay, these electrons are sharing between hydrogen and oxygen, but there is no any electron from the hydrogen. These both electrons are from the oxygen. This is called coordinate bond. So here coordinate bond will form, and the positive charge of this hydrogen will take up at the outside of the bracket. Okay, I hope you get it. Now only one lone pair is remained here, and another lone pair completely get shared with hydrogen. Okay, you can't say this electrovalent because we do not completely donate it, we are shared between them. Okay, the hydrogen doesn't go anywhere, hydrogen get bonded with this oxygen, okay, with the electrons of oxygen only. So this is called covalent coordinate bond. Why covalent? Because it's sharing is 2 electron, okay, electron from only one atom. So I hope you understand it. Now similarly you have to make NH4. You have NH3, okay. Nitrogen have 5 electrons in its outermost shell. Now 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5. That means nitrogen have only one lone pair, okay, one lone pair of electron. Now the water molecule comes, okay. See, this is the base, okay. When it reacts with the water, what will happen here? It will break down into 2, H positive and OH negative, okay. Water molecule always break down into H positive and OH negative ion, okay. Now see, this H positive is electron deficient. It will transfer to here, at the end, but the hydrogen have nothing, okay, it's completely empty. Now what will happen here? Here is nitrogen bonded with its bonding electrons. Here is 1 electron of nitrogen, 1 electron of hydrogen. Here similarly 1 of nitrogen, 1 of hydrogen, similarly here. So these are the bonding electrons. They are called bonding electrons. But one pair of lone pair. Okay, there is only one lone pair. So what will happen now? Hydrogen will come and get bonded here. But hydrogen have no electrons to share. Then what will happen? The nitrogen will give its two lone pair completely to this hydrogen, okay, and the positive charge of hydrogen will take up here, okay. So now if you get it completely, so what is this? This will be a coordinate bond, okay, because the nitrogen having the 2 lone pair, 1 lone pair of electron, okay, the 2 electrons, the 2 remember this thing, for one bond the 2 electrons are very compulsory. Only a single electron cannot form a bond, okay. So to form a bond between 2 any atoms, there must be 2 electrons, okay, whether it will be shared by 2 of members, whether it will be given by only one, okay. So in this condition, if one partner is only giving its 2 electrons and get bonded with each other, it will be a coordinate bond, okay. So here similarly NH3, it will become NH4 negative. It is NH4 now, ammonia. It is called ammonium. This is ammonium ion, okay. So nitrogen and hydrogen, it forms a coordinate bond. This is also called a coordinate covalent bond, okay. Okay, now you have preparations of acids and bases, okay. Preparation of acids and bases, you have generally simple acids and bases preparation, okay. The major reactions are deleted of this chapter. Neutralization, precipitation reactions, all are deleted. So the very simple preparation methods are used here, okay. So firstly, acids, you can make acid, okay. You can make acid with hydrogen reacting with any non-metal. For example, H2 reacting with Cl2 will give you 2HCl. H2 plus Br2 will give you 2HBr. These are acids, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide, okay. Similarly with bases, what can you how can you form bases? If you react any metal with oxygen, it will give you base. Okay, I have told you this in periodic table, the chapter first, that metals always form basic oxides, okay, and non-metals always form acidic oxides. Okay, so if you want to make base oxide, so you have to use metal. Okay, now for example, you have sodium, and then you react it with Na with oxygen. Okay, it will form 2NaO. This is sodium oxide. If you you react plus O2, it will form 2MgO. And similarly, you can put here magnesium, aluminium, iron, calcium, copper. These are all the metals. They can react with oxygen and can form the basic oxides. Okay, so this is the generally very simple method. Okay, now the another method is acids from acidic oxides. From acidic oxides. Okay. Now acidic oxides are, for example, acidic oxides always form, these were the basic oxides, metal plus oxygen. What will be the acidic oxides? Non-metals plus oxygen will be acidic oxides. So carbon and oxygen. Carbon is a non-metal, oxygen is a gas. CO2 is an acidic oxide. It will react with water molecule. Water molecule. What it will be formed? We need acid. Okay, so it will H2 carbon from here and O3, 2 and 1 O, H2CO3. This is called carbonic acid. This is called carbonic acid. Next is SO2, sulfur dioxide with H2O. Now from H2SO3. This is sulfurous acid. If you react SO3 plus H2O, it will form H2SO4. This is sulfuric acid. Okay, if P2O5 plus H2O, P2O5, that is pentaoxide. Okay, pentaoxide. So it is P2O5 with H2O. It will form H3PO4. Okay, P2O5 with H2O. Here you have to take 2 molecules of it. It will become H3PO4. Okay, H3PO4, and here also will be 2 molecules of H3PO4. Okay, you know how to balance the reactions. Okay. So these are the from acidic oxides. Now from the bases. From basic oxides. Okay. Basic oxides, like you have KO, K2O, Na2O. These are the basic oxides. Okay. You have to react it with water. For example, K2O. This is potassium oxide. React with water. It forms 2KOH. Na2O. It reacts with water. Forms 2NaOH. 2Na and 2O here and 2H. So the reaction is balanced as well. Okay. So this is how you can form the base from the basic oxides and acid from the acidic oxides. Okay. Now, bases, acids from the salt. You can get acids from salts. Okay, some salts can give you the acids as well. Okay, so we use normal salt plus we can use here normal salt and any acid will give you as salt plus acid will give you acid, salt and okay, another acid. So for example, normal salt is NaCl. Normal salt is NaCl is reacting with H2SO4. H2SO4 is acid. Okay. Now you have to give heat. Okay, you give heat. Now it will form acid salt. Acid salt means those salts which having a hydrogen. Okay, those are acid salt. So for example, NaHSO4, and from here one H and Cl will form HCl. So with normal salt you have to react an acid. It will give you an acid salt and a volatile acid. Volatile means that will be volatile, get evaporate. Okay. So NaHSO4 is acid salt. This salt, but having the hydrogen. That's why it is called acid salt. Okay. And we get the another acid, that is HCl. For example, we can do KNO3 plus we react it reacts with H2SO4. Okay. Now what will happen here? Here the normal salt will form firstly K, from here one H, and from here KHSO4. Okay, now what is left here is one H and NO3 from here. And you know very well this is nitric acid. Okay, this is nitric acid. Okay. So this is how you can form the acid from the salts. Okay. And if you want to get base from the salts, base from salts, okay, you see, you have to do what? You have to a salt solution added with, okay, there is one salt solution, it will added with an base which will be alkali. Those are which are soluble. Okay, so it will give you a normal salt and a basic hydroxide. Okay, precipitate of a basic hydroxide. Okay, it will give you normal salt plus basic hydroxide in the form of precipitate. Okay, for example, we take AlCl3. This is aluminum chloride. Okay, it reacts with NaOH. Because NaOH is an alkali, okay, it reacts with 3 molecules of NaOH. We know there is 3 chlorine, that's why. So, normal salt will form from here NaCl, 3 molecules of NaCl. 3. Okay, now what is left? Left is aluminium. And this OH. And you know OH are 3 numbers, so it will form AlOH whole thrice, and it will form in the form of precipitate. Okay, you will get precipitate of aluminium hydroxide. Okay, this is basic hydroxide. Okay, for example, one more example, FeSO4 plus. In this condition, you have to take 2 molecules of NaOH. Okay, NaOH. It it will give you Na. It will form a salt, so it will form Na. It will form NaHSO4. Okay, NaSO4, sorry, it will be sodium sulfate. Plus there is left only Fe and OH. So there will be FeOH whole twice in the PPT. Okay, in the precipitated form. So it will form a basic hydroxide. Okay. So when you mixed a salt solution plus base, there will be always a normal salt and a basic hydroxide. Okay. Okay. Now last method for today. Acids by oxidation. Okay, acids by oxidation. You have to do what? You have to add a non-metal. Okay, only any non-metal, it will react with any acid. It will react with acid like HNO3. Okay, with HNO3, non-metals plus non-metals, for say you have take sulfur. Okay, now what it will give you? It will make H. Okay, we take 6 molecules of HNO3 here. Okay, it will give you H2O, water molecule, and NO2. Okay, this is NO2. Okay, nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide and water. So there will be 2 molecules of H2O and there will be 2 molecules of 6 molecules of NO2. You have to balance the reaction. Okay. Okay, and it will give the acid the acid that is H2SO4. From here H2 and from here O and from here H2SO4. There will be 2 molecules left of H2O. There will be 6 molecules left of nitrogen dioxide. Okay, you have to balance the equation then. Okay, and if we talk about bases, what will happen there? Okay, for example, we take PbNO3 whole twice. 2 molecules of PbNO3. This is lead nitrate. Okay, lead nitrate. It will give you lead oxide. From here 2 Pb and from here 1 oxygen. Okay, what we are making bases. So this is the basic oxide. Okay, so there will be 2 PbO. Now what is left here? Now the left are the NO2. Here from here we will get NO2. Okay, and O2. And then sorry about markers, NO2, and then there will be oxygen. Okay, so see there are 2 and 2 4 nitrogens. Okay, so there will be 4 NO2. Okay, yeah, 4 NO2. There will be 4 NO2 and oxygen are 3 to 6 and 6 to 12. Okay, so for 12 oxygen we have to 2 oxygen are here and 4 to 8 here. Now 4 remaining, so there will be 2 O2. Okay, they can be 2O2. Okay, I hope you get it now. Okay. So this will be enough for today. Yeah, okay, in next session we will study about the properties of acids and bases. Okay, thank you.